magnetism and your mission as a healer. I want to talk to you about how to use your natural magnetism in your spiritual or your healing business to attract your soulmate clients and have fun while doing it. And I want to share with you something really cool that we did as a community inside of our world here. And just in like, what is this, Friday at the time I'm recording this? So we just did this. It landed a couple days ago. And I want to talk with you like how this is possible, how I did this, and the ease of the flow and the magnetism that came along with it. This was such a cool journey and opportunity for us to come together as a community and really like magnetize such a really beautiful experience. So if you are here, if you are watching the replay, comment below replay and let me know that you are here. If you are on live, comment hey, let me know where you are watching from, and anything that I say that comes up that you're like, ooh yeah, or anything that resonates or lands, or any questions as you have as I'm recording this, let me know. I want to hear from you. So magnetism and your mission as a healer, and how to use your natural magnetism to attract your soulmate clients and have fun while doing it. So I have my notes pulled up so I can try to stay on track here and keep you guys for like maybe 20 or 30 minutes. But using this magnetism and this untamed energy, we served over 100 healers in 6 days. What? When the 100th healer signed up, I mean, I was already dancing and celebrating literally everyone. And I'll talk about this in just a second, but I literally had a full-blown like dance party. My puppy was involved. My son was laughing at me like, you are crazy. We were watching Stranger Things. Like, what are you even doing? We're binging Stranger Things again in preparation for next year when the next season comes out. I digress. But this all happened during my luteal and my menstrual phase while I was prepping to get the kids back to school and like school ready. My husband is in the military training to be an MTI right now. His schedule is all over the fucking place and he is not home a whole lot. And I also randomly had family come see us that I haven't seen in almost 2 years, including 5 extra kiddos being in the house. I have 2. And I take 1 day off that is reserved for family. Sundays are family days. The end. And I've become very protective of this day for our family. So I want to share with you how we did this. We have, I believe, 104. And this is inside of our Heal Your Inner Child Experience Masterclass. And like, wow. Okay. So let me share with you how I did it. And I want to give you some tips on how you can apply this to your world as well. This is literally an energy. I mean, of course, we can talk like strategy. I'm not really a business coach. I know how to do business. I've been running businesses for a year. I have been a business coach. Like, I know how to do this shit. For this though, this was literally about energy. This is about energetics. This is about tapping into your own badassery. This is tapping into main character energy, own it energy. Like, of course, duh. Of course, duh. Yes, of course people want to be in this program because it is literally the best thing on the internet. Like, I know the impact this is going to make. And I literally said the day that I put this on my stories, let's break the internet. And I told my coach in the mentorship container that I'm in, I was like, we're going to 100. Our community is going to 100. We are going to create a powerfully healing container together collectively with 100 healers, period. And I just claimed it. And then I walked away and I followed the nudges. And it's super fucking annoying when people have said that in the past. And I'm like, what do you mean? You just follow the nudges and all of a sudden things started popping off. And this was such a good testament of exactly that. And you've had, and I'm willing to bet that you've had something similar to this happen in your life in some capacity. It might not be this specifically, but you've had something like this happen in your life before. You've had a situation where it was like, not like one thing after another where it was like shit's hitting the fan, but like one thing, it was like one thing happened and one thing happened and one thing happened. And you're like, fuck yes, fuck yes, fuck yes. Even if it was no big deal, everything gets to be a big deal. And this is something that I've been leaning even more into the past, like, I want to say 5 to 6 months or so, being in a new state, in a new area, in a state that I was like, oh, I'm going to embrace this, but I never really wanted to live in Texas. And now I'm like embracing this, like everything is an opportunity for a fuck yes moment in alignment for me, or it's like things are really good and I get to see the good in each moment, right? And this is like, it's not that we have to be so positive all the time or have to spiritually bypass, but it's like, also it's like, okay, and things are working out good and I'm seeing it. Even when it looks like nothing is working, everything is working. It's always working in the background, right? And so so let me get back to the conversation here. So I also want to talk about like the luteal and the menstrual phase. And I'm going to be talking about this a little bit more too. I am not a cycle expert, but I am a woman and I have been like doing this since I was like 12. And I've really been tapping into cycle magic for about, I don't know, maybe since like 2017 or 2018. And what I mean by cycle magic is not by tracking my cycle, although yes, that's part of it. It's like really diving into the magic that happens during each phase of the month and how to best utilize it. And I never, hear me when I say I never plan a launch in my luteal phase. Fuck that shit. Most of the time I want to burn my business down. Like, if you don't want to light the match on your business every now and then, like, are you even an entrepreneur? And sometimes, like, we be getting like that when we're in luteal phase and our hormones are a little bit higher and everything seems a little bit more heightened, and it's okay. And the more we heal and release, the more like in alignment we are and the less triggered we are. Yes, even when the hormones are naturally going up and down, and that's okay. And like one of my wins this month was like, I didn't want to burn my business down. This is a win. And always is just like frustration, like an opportunity to heal and grow and learn, right? So I never launch anything during my luteal phase and never during my menstrual phase. And I was like, I think I can do this, but I've got to do it in alignment for me because I really wanted to run something free this month. I didn't last month and I was like, oh, I'm craving this. I want this community and this connection and like a really big, powerful way for all of us. And so I was like, okay, let me look and see when I'm going to start my cycle. I was supposed to start last Sunday. It didn't start until Monday. I was supposed to, quote unquote, start day 1 of Heal Your Inner Child experience, this 5-day Heal Your Inner Child masterclass experience, whatever you want to call it. I call it experience because I don't love the word masterclass. I'm just like, well, so over it. But I know a lot of people resonate with the word masterclass. So I had to allow myself the opportunity to shift for that. And I can talk about that too. But I was like, okay, I know that I'm going to start on Sunday is what was on the calendar, was in my app. And then I was like, okay, cool. So I'm just going to run this and I am going to make this so freaking simple and aligned because that's what I have the energy for. Between family and where I am in my cycle, I know I want to do this and I have to do it in alignment for me. And so I simply fully detached from the outcome. I made a decision that we're just, us as a community, we're linking arms, we're going to 100. And I didn't question it. I didn't waver it. It was full send and period. And I did very little prep on this as well. Most launches, I'm like bougie with my launches. I like to be in the depths. It's so much fun to me. I have such a creative mind. Fun fact, if you didn't know, I went to school for marketing and advertising. I've loved creativity. Like, I don't know, probably came out of the womb like this. And so I love doing that kind of stuff. I love like the planning part of the launch, and I also love the intuitive space for the launch too. And so this time I decided to keep messaging simple, and I decided I was going to treat it like a $10,000 launch. I'm like, this is going to be so impactful and supportive as we come together as a community and take a very radically different approach on healing the inner child. And I'm going to treat this like it's a $10,000 program, even though it was free. That's the energy I showed up with, even though my messaging was super simple. So that's the energy I showed up with. I set the intention and I detached from it. I was like, period, full send, period. And then I kept my messaging super simple. I literally use the same stories over and over. I don't usually do that. And when my clients come to me and they want like some sort of business, I do more of like the energetics and the subconscious reprogramming, energy healing, and like tapping into spiritual tools and abilities. Well, but when my clients do want that business like ideation support, we talk about different ways to show up on stories. And I don't always recommend showing the same stories, but I was like, fuck it. This is what I have the energy for right now. So this is what I'm going to do. And so that's what I did. I use the same stories several times over, and you don't have to have a website or anything like that. That's not necessary. I do have a website. I do know how to create a quick sales page, but a quick sign up page for a masterclass or an experience. So I went ahead and I literally copied the same text in all the different places, and I put on the form, and I got the sign up ready to go. That was it. And then I created some hooks for TikTok and the gram. Hey, Christiane, I created some hooks for TikTok, and I batched those out around the inner child and the different healing perspective. And then I created some hooks for Instagram as well. And then I showed up however else it was aligned. That was literally it. Like, I kept it super simple. It was like idea and move. And because this one was like so in alignment, I was just like, the simpler we can keep this, the better. Now, as soon as I got this up, I celebrated the F out of literally everyone that came in, every single notification. And the craziest thing happened. So I have very few notifications set up on my phone. However, I do have I have Wix for my website. That's my host. I do have those notifications. That way I know when someone signs up for something. I celebrate literally. If you've ever signed up for anything, free or paid, when you sign up, I have a dance party for you. Literally every single person. And if I'm in public, I'm like doing a little jig. If I'm at home, I'm like doing a little jig or dance party, kind of like depending on what I'm doing at the moment. Like, every single person is celebrated. And so that was set up. And what's insane about this was I didn't even realize how fast this was happening. I was going in, and I was at the end of each day, I was tracking like how many of us, and like holding that energy, that space, that creation, the healing already of the container, and creating that energy of the container already. And before I go into like what happened, like how we got to that 100, but I trusted the intuition and the nudges that were showing up every single day. So I did show up every single day except for Sunday, because that is my protected family day. I was like, nope, I'm not posting. I'm not doing stories, nada. I do my TikTok posts on Sunday evenings. Usually that's literally the only thing I do, but those are already batched out. All I have to do is post. That's it. But I trusted my intuition and the nudges. Most of that was, I think I hopped in our broadcast channel and I shared, hey, if you want to sign up for this thing, here it is. And I went into like my coaching containers. I was like, hey, if you want to sign up for this, go ahead and do this. This is like you tapping into that higher self, the intuitive part of you, the untamed, the main character. Like, if I'm the main character, if I'm the starring role in this film, in this movie, in this life, what is it that I'm doing next? What feels in alignment next? And trusting those nudges. What day was it? I think it was on Wednesday. I got the download to go live in my free community, And She Rises. I haven't gone live in there in a while, and I was like, I'm gonna go live on this. It was just a quick live, and I was talking about a couple different pieces of alignment and sharing a couple tips and just like some inspiration. And I also sent out a couple extra emails. Just super freaking intuitive. And this is that magnetism part. This is the untamed energy. This is that main character in that own it energy, where it's just like, I'm going to claim it. I'm going to fully detach. It already is full send, done. I'm detached. I'm trusting my intuition. And I literally was like, nothing is going to stop me from doing this. And it was fun. And honestly, it was easy. It was probably one of the easiest things that I've ever done. And so this reminded me of like how capable you are of literally doing anything that you put your mind to. Literally anything. It's not about the what ifs, because I know like in our community we have a lot of like fears of being seen and heard, fear of that expansion of like being known, and what happens when people really know me, what happens if I share my abilities, and what happens if I turn them on and like, or activate them, or tap into my own soul codes and am remembering my own soul's abilities. Like what's going to happen, and those fears feel very real, but it's not about the what ifs. It's not about the what ifs. It's about why not? And it's almost like, well, what if XYZ? But it's like, well, what if I don't do this? What if I don't do this? I'm feeling this urge. I'm feeling this soul nudge. I'm receiving the intuitive hits. If I don't do this, then what? No, I don't even like to play that game. Like, it's like, okay, well, then those that are meant to be in your world are not getting the work that they're looking for that you have. And so it's more about, why not? Let's fuck around and find out. I love that phrase. It's one of my favorite phrases. Matt has found like shirts and hats that he'll send me from like Facebook or Instagram. And I'm like, why don't you just buy it for me? Because I would literally wear it. But it's just that energy of like, let's just do it and see what happens. And let's just be in the energy of play and of joy and of ease and of flow. And how can I make this simple? How can I make this fun? And so I want to give you some tips on how you can use your magnetism. I remember there was something I said that I was going to share with you, and I don't recall off the top of my head. Okay, if it comes to me, I will share it with you. And I'm trying to remember if it was around the phase. I'm looking at my notes. I don't remember what it was. But when I do typically plan my launches, I plan it around my cycle. I had someone tell me, "Are you giving you're giving your cycle too much power?" And I was like, maybe you're not giving your cycle enough power. I'm not giving my power away from shit, but I am going to listen to my own body. 100% I'm going to listen to my own body. It's like sometimes people say some things and I'm like, excuse me? I just learned a lot about you right now. You're not listening to your body and it shows. And when you listen to your intuition and your body and you go in alignment with that is fucking power. That is owning it. That is magnetism. That puts you in a magnetic state because you're no longer resisting what your natural state is telling you. And so that's why I plan my launches around my cycle, because I know when my energy is the highest and when my energy is the lowest. And I'm typically an Energizer bunny. I'm a Manny Gen, and I am a Gemini sun, Aries rising. So I have a fuck ton of energy. But late luteal phase and the first 2 to 3 days of my menstruation week, and when I am in launch during those, because, you know, that's just how it goes, I get to do it my way. And like, you'll typically see, and I do typically recommend this, like getting in touch with your own energy and body and your natural body's cycle and rhythm. I just don't like to be on camera like that time. So I definitely don't. Like, I have been needing to record some new TikTok videos and I have not done that yet. And I'm like, nope. Right now I'm good. But like last week I was like, nope. I'm just going to use what I already have batched and it's going to be enough. So honoring that and making it work for you. Like last week I wasn't on camera hardly at all. And it's still like, it was still magnetic because it was the state of which I was in. It was the claimed energy that I was in, the untamed energy that I was in. And you can still be untamed even if you're feeling like kind of a potato. Because there are definitely some days that I was like curled up. It's like 150,000 degrees here, okay? I know that's dramatic, but it's really hot out. And I'm like fireplace on without the heat because we've got like one of the automatic ones. And then a candle burning with a blanket thrown over me and like a hoodie and sweatpants, and I'm like full on couch potato, and I'm like celebrating the F out of everyone behind the scenes. I remember what I was going to tell you now. I logged into the back end of my Wix account and I was like setting up some of the emails to remind everyone of like the audios that we're dropping. And that's something I really like to have, especially if I'm on a platform that I'm not typically used to. We're using Telegram, so I really like to have those. And I was like, oh my God, I had tracked 40, I think we were at 40 something healers. And when I logged in that day, I don't know if that was like Monday or something, we were at like 80 something. And I was like, oh my God, the universe is like over here, like, hello, you're doing the thing, like you were kicked back, you were relaxed, you were living your life, you are like in the believe, you are having fun, you are in flow, you are in play, you're living your life, and it's magnetizing, right? It's you saying you're living out part of your soul mission and your purpose, and you're staying in alignment, and it's working behind the scenes, and sometimes you don't even freaking know it. And so it's like being the Inspector Gadget of your own life and like getting curious on where it is that things are working in your favor. Okay, so let me get back on track. So I want to talk to you about how to use your magnetism and give you those actual tips so you can apply this to your life as well. So the first thing is, what is it that, this could be a double question. What is it that your audience is telling you that they want? Or what do you want to do that feels like fun? So what is it that your audience is telling you, or what do you want to do that feels like fun? So for me, what this looked like is, my TikTok has been popping over the past like month or so. And I noticed there's a couple different topics that I talk about that every time I do, the amount of saves and reposts, comments, etc. are really high. I don't track all of that stuff for validation. I like to track it to pay attention to what people are wanting and what's doing really well, so I can provide them with more of that. And I noticed one of those was inner child. When I talked about that from the perspective of which I heal, which is very different than what most of the spiritual community does, it always did really well. And I was like, I think we're onto something. And that's where Heal Your Inner Child experience was born, was from that. And so if you don't have like any clear evidence of what your audience may want, what feels fun? What's fun? And this is something my husband and I talk about all the time, and something I always come back to. He's like, if you're not having fun, why are you even doing it? And I'm like, there are some things that just suck doing in business. I'm just sorry. Like, it just does. So let me just complain. But I can make certain things definitely fun. Everything can be shifted to be more fun and more in alignment, right? But if you are doing some kind of an experience, or you're doing like a healing offer or service, or you are doing any kind of coaching or any kind of free lead magnet or experience or masterclass, etc., etc. If you're doing any of that and it's not fun, it's time to reevaluate. If it's not feeling like it's in alignment, it's time to reevaluate and see what can make it more in alignment, or if it needs to go. And so, what would feel like fun for you to do? And then you could really, like, it really depends on the messaging that you want to use, but I just kept this one super simple. So speaking to what it is that they want. It's not about you. Lovingly, it's not about you. It's about them. Speaking to what it is that they would want, how it is that they're going to feel, how it is that you're going to be able to support them in feeling better because you were excited to do this because you know how it's going to support them. So keeping that really simple and clear for them. And I heard someone say recently, follow the joy, the like what's exciting, what feels fun. Follow the love for yourself and love for others. The growth, like the external, like the business growth and the abundance and money, that is the byproduct. Yeah, like we all need, we all get to have money. What's the byproduct? That is the byproduct of you being in alignment with what's exciting, what lights you up, what feels fun, what brings you joy, what feels like, loving you and also loving on others. Everything else is a byproduct of that. And that hit, right? That really landed for me. So hopefully that supports you too. And then every single day, what feels aligned for you to do to show up? You got to show up. I don't know if I need to beat a dead horse or bang my head against, I was going to say, that did not come out correctly. I was going to say bang my head against the wall, but we don't need to beat a dead horse. Like, what feels aligned to do to show up daily? Like, when we pull back the curtains and take away all the fancy stuff, what is it that you do in business? You show up and sell every single day and you take care of your clients. Period. So it's like stories, post, clients. Period. And everything else gets to be extra. So keep it simple. Keep it simple. So this looks like doing stories, doing a post, or maybe it's a live. This could be across multiple platforms or just your main platform, whatever feels good. And then trust the intuitive nudges on where it is that you're feeling aligned. So my non-negotiables are stories and posts. And then everything else is extra. So my live in my community was extra. That was an intuitive nudge. Popping into our broadcast channel, that was an intuitive nudge. The emails that I sent, that was an intuitive nudge. Oh, I also did a podcast episode. That was intuitive nudge. Like, they were all just nudges. And I trusted those. Every time they came on, I was like, oh, okay, let me send that email really quick. Or, oh, okay, let me record this podcast. And I followed those. So trust the nudges that come through. If you're feeling called to say something, create the post around it and say it. And then celebrate the F out of everything. So you're in joy, you're showing up and like you're in joy and you're doing something that feels fun and aligned. You are showing up and sharing that, hey, I have this thing. And then you are celebrating the F out of everything. Celebrating the F out of everything. Every single like, every comment, every view, every sign up, every single sign up, every step that you take that's in alignment, celebrate it all. And also have fun while you're doing it, because when it's not about reaching the destination. Yeah, it was so much fun to celebrate our 100th healer, and then 101 and 2 and 3 and 4. Like, it's so much fun to continue to celebrate everyone. And yes, it was fun to have that full-on dance party every single time. And also the journey was fun, because if we are only focused on the destination, when we get to the destination, it's not going to feel any different than where you are now. So collapse that time and bring that energy into now, and also own it. Like, just fucking claim it. What do you want? What do you want? I feel like I'm on a Nicholas Sparks movie. What do you want? It's not that simple. Yes, it is that fucking simple. What do you want? Claim it. Full send. Own it. Untamed. I feel like this is like one word sentences. Period. Got it? Step into that own it energy. It's already done. The version of you that's already done it, how does she feel? How is she thinking? What moves is she making? What is your higher self doing? How is she, like, what's the wisdom that she has to share with you? And show up like that. That is the untamed energy. That is the own it energy. That is your magnetism. It's already done. And that's the belief, right? It's like, well, I need to believe in myself more. Well, it's like, let me just follow the steps and look for the clues, and the universe winks as to how it's already happening. That's the belief. It's already done. Got it? So I am going to continue our magnetism series. I've got a couple other topics I'm going to talk about next week. I've got my notes pulled up because I'll never remember all of these. We're going to do magnetism in the services and the off. We love Mercury retrograde. Oh yeah, P.S. I also did this during Mercury retrograde. Like, we're not sitting around here waiting for the stars to align perfectly, the moon to be in a specific phase. We're not waiting around for Mercury to not be in fucking retrograde anymore. We're not waiting around, like, we've got, there's all kinds of planet stuff going on right now. There's always something going on in the planets. Like, we're not waiting around for things to be different. We're creating the reality right now. You are the evidence that you need. You are the evidence that you want. Okay, so magnetism in the services and offers that you create in your healing business. That's going to be on Monday. On Wednesday, we're going to do magnetism in the way that you own your spiritual abilities. Untamed. It's like the let's just fuck around and find out vibes. I love that. And then also magnetism in your soul codes, your cycle magic, and the 5D. So going beyond the matrix. I'm so excited, and I've got some really cool things that I won't have even talked about, that only like one person knows about, aside from maybe my husband if he was like hearing that I'm creating it. But I've got some things coming too that you guys will get a sneak in on, that I'll talk about too. But I'm super excited to continue this. Make sure that you let me know how this supported you, and save it to come back anytime, even if you just need like that energetic pickup. And if you're ready to step into that untamed energy, this is the kind of work that we do inside of the Untamed Healer Minimind, where it's literally owning who you are and what it is that you're here to do. It's that personal magnetism. It is literally collapsing time on your manifestations and what it is that you desire, and stepping more into the soul essence of who you are, free from the fears of being seen, heard, and known as a healer, and also tapping more into your spiritual gifts and abilities. Like, the more we clear out and release the layers that are no longer serving us, the higher you're going to naturally vibrate, which automatically opens up your abilities. I would like to say it's science. I feel like it is. Or maybe it's the science that we've created in our community, but it's literally stepping into that soul essence of who you are and what it is that you're here to do. But not in a way that fries your nervous system, in a way that's gentle on your nervous system. It's like a slow drip of a release. So DM me Untamed if you want the information on that. We'll talk about the details. I have 6 spots available, and we'll start the first full week of September. So DM Untamed, and I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.